What's going on, everybody? You got Tone here, coach on the Miami Malamarlins, and I am back bringing you my Week 1 battle for the PLC, taking on Cameron, aka VideoCam22, and his Durham Granbulls. Now, if you guys did miss the Teambuilder, the link will be in the description down below. Feel free to check that out, as well as a link to my opponent's channel. His side of the battle will be up as well, so feel free to look up his side of the battle if you do wish to do so. If you guys did miss my team builder and just want a condensed version of what I brought to this battle, for a more condensed version, my team is a Choice Scarf Rotom, a default 3 attacks Choice Scarf Rotom, a 4 attacks Choice Scarf Garchomp, Autonomized Flying EMZ 3 attacks Celesteela, a 4 attacks Life Orb Infernape, a specially defensive Stealth Rock Diancie, and a 4 attacks Megalopony. And my opponent Cameron decided to bring the Crobat, Blacephalon, Mega Altaria, Starmie, Swampert, and the Torkoal. So more or less what I expected. I was very happy to not see Galvantula, so webs are not going to be an issue for me in this game whatsoever. So I definitely breathed a sigh of relief there. So I'm not too hesitant about defogging away anything just yet with my Rotom, but still looking at the matchup that I got against my opponent, there were 2 leads I was thinking about heading into this battle, and that was between Rotom and my Megalopony. But this was only in the event if he had brought Crobat and Galvantula. I figured if he decided to lead with Galvantula, I would have an option of leading off with my Megalopony. I click Fake Out, break the Sash, and then click Return, knock it out. So no webs. Of course, he would just, there was also the chance he would just switch out in either Torkoal or Swampert. So I kind of hesitated at that point, and then figured that Rotom would be my safer lead, because if he did lead Crobat, I can at least get off a free Volt Switch, because I know that Swampert doesn't want a hard switch on a Rotom, fearing that I would click Leaf Storm in that retrospect. So with that being said, you're going to see that I'm going to leave my Rotom here, and I'm actually going to start the battle here and see how we do in our first week of Wi-Fi battle. And like I said, it's been about 2 months, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty for my first week. But in any event, we're going to start the battle here and see how we do here. So without further ado, we are going to be challenged by Pokemon Trainer Cameron. I am going to lead off with my Rotom, like I said. Sorry about that. And he decides to lead off with the Crobat, so I got the lead matchup right, which is great for me. I figured he wouldn't want to try to do anything crazy, so I'm just going to fire up a Volt Switch here, and this Crobat is incredibly bulky, so he brought a bulky Crobat from a Megalopony. I'm going to go hard into my Garchomp here, because I didn't really need HP on my Garchomp here, just as long as I kept the as long as I kept my Garchomp intact for Mega Altaria if he does set up with to +1. So he's gonna make this. He's gonna U-turn out into his Swampert. I'm gonna take the Skull here. I'm gonna switch out myself, and I'm gonna go hard into my Celesteela, because I do not care about being Skull Burn, because I am a special variant of Celesteela. He's just gonna get up his Rocks this turn, which is totally fine by me. So I'm gonna make a very aggressive play here. I'm going to go straight for the Autonomize, as he's going to make this play to go hard to his Torkoal. Ideally, what I should have did was click Air Slash at this point, because he doesn't have a flying with this, and I shouldn't reveal have Autonomize on the Celesteela so early in the battle, which kind of comes back to bite me, but you'll see how it plays out. So now, Turn goes in. I don't want to take a Lava Plume. I want to make a hard read into my Infernape. All the incoming fire move. I could have went into Diancie, but I wanted to keep my Diancie healthy for the Blacephalon. Reveals Will-O-Wisp, which is fine. So I'm going to fire up a Fire Blast here, because I know this is going to do a crap ton of damage to this Torkoal. As you can see, that's well over the sun. He's going to go for a Lava Plume here. Do a good chunk. I was actually expecting him to have Earth Power here, but the fact that he didn't shows me that he was probably expecting something else to come. He's probably expecting me to double switch here. So I'm going to fire up another Fire Blast here. The sun is out. I'm looking for Infernape, but he's going to make a hard switch into his Swampert here on the next Fire Blast, which is totally fine by me, because any damage I get up for this Swampert is going to be great for my Megalophony. And he reveals he's leftovers, so he's got Rindo Berry. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to fire up the Grass Knot here, but he's going to make the safe play, the smart play, and double out into his Crobat here, expecting the Grass Knot to come out. So he predicted the prediction right. I could have double Fire Blasted there, but I didn't want to take the chance. I just wanted to attack what's in front of me, not trying to make any crazy predictions right off the bat. So now I'm going to switch out here. I'm going to go back into my Garchomp here, expecting him to go for a Root. So I take the Stealth Rock damage. He's going to actually go for a U-turn again, which is all fine by me, because I'm still whittling this Crobat down, and it's to a point where Megalophony can still just revenge kill it with Fake Out attack. So the Swampert's going to come back out here again. I don't want to take a Scald, so what I'm actually going to do here is going to make a switch this time. I'm going to go into my Rotom this time. Yeah, I do my Rotom here, expect to go for a Scald, but he's actually going to go for the Roar here, which is kind of annoying now because rocks are up and my team's going to get whittled down, and he's forced me out into my Infernape again. So now I'm in a precarious situation because the sun's gone. He knows I have Grass Knot here. I could have clicked Fire Blast, but he's going to go back into his Crobat here. I didn't want to make the unnecessary play here, and so I'm going to click Grass Knot again. Because like I said, I didn't want to risk him staying in, and I clicked Fire Blast. Although I couldn't click Fire Blast because I was in Blaze range, which is another thing that slipped my mind. But here's the crazy turn, was the fact that I'm going to sack up my Infernape here, but then it reveals that my Infernape is actually faster than the Crobat, which threw me off. So we get a double down here, so I want to lose my my Infernape at the cost of Crobat, but that's totally fine by me. But with Crobat gone, I can now go into my Megalophony for free, get the Mega Evolution off and click Fake Out. But he's going to make the switch out of Starmie and go out into his Torkoal, which is fine because Torkoal has taken a considerable amount of damage. The main thing I wish I had done at this point was get some opportunity to get my rocks, which is fine. He wins a Starmie there, fearing me to go out and try to get up rocks. So that's fine. So I'm gonna just Mega Evolve here and click Fake Out. Didn't really matter. Now I don't want to take a Will-O-Wisp. I already saw Will-O-Wisp and Lava Plume on this this Torkoal. So now I'm gonna make the play. And I think I'm going to Diancie this time around. Yeah, I do. So I'm going into my Diancie here. Because considering the fact that I don't have a switch anymore, he goes for Will-O-Wisp and connects. I don't really care about being burned. The nice thing about this play is the fact that he also doesn't have a rock resist. At this point, the Altaria hasn't Mega Evolved yet, so well, he has Swampert as a rock resist, excuse me. So either way, I still want to get some damage off here with the with Power Gem. I was kind of contemplating between going for Power Gem and going for rocks this turn, but he decided to go onto a Swampert. I'm going to fire up a Power Gem. I figured damage was a little bit more important at this point as opposed to getting on my rocks. So, and that was probably going to be a missed opportunity even for me, especially considering he still has Blacephalon in the back, which is still at full HP. So now I'm going to make the switch out here and go back into my Rotom. Expecting him to go for like a Stall or an Earthquake at this point, but he's gonna go for Roar again and phase me out. And unfortunately, he phased me out back into my Diancie, which I didn't want to happen because I'm getting whittled down by Stealth Rock damage, and I need my Diancie as healthy as possible to switch to Blacephalon. So again, I don't want to stay in fearing an Earthquake or anything. So again, I'm gonna try to get into a situation where if he goes for Roar again, I would prefer him to go out into Celesteela. So I'm going to make the switch back into Rotom, and he does go for Roar again, and hopefully I get some like Celesteela this turn. And fortunately for me, I do get my Celesteela this turn. So that was great. What I wanted to do was I wanted to put Giga Drain so badly on this Swampert. because he probably didn't know I had it, but he made a smart play. He's going to switch out, and he's going to go out into his Torkoal here. I think for this turn, I went for Autotomize again. I think I went for Autotomize first again, yeah. Because I figured if he was going to roar me out, then it wouldn't matter. So, I'm back at +2 now, and now I'm like, okay, I'm at +2, this Torkoal's in range of Air Slash, but I don't want to miss. And this sucks because I really wanted to save the Supersonic Sky Strike for the Swampert. I mean, not even the Swampert, but for anything Torkoal. But I didn't want to risk Air Slash missing, much less not picking up the KO on this Torkoal. Cause I did the calc before I clicked my Z move, and it was a roll, and I didn't want to risk the roll at this point in the battle. So I'm gonna just fire off the Z move and let Torkoal drop to the Supersonic Sky Strike here. So I get the special attack boost. And he's gonna go out into his Blacephalon, and that is just screaming Choice Scarf the way he sent it out so fast. So I'm gonna pull a hard switch into my Diancie here, expecting it to be Scarf, because there's no way you go hard Blacephalon on a +2 speed Celesteela. So he's gonna go for Fire Blast here. The sun is still up, so I mean the sun faded, so it didn't do as much damage as before. And it's still a roll for the Fire Blast to not kill me. The max he could do without a crit is 51. So he's gonna make the hard into his Altaria here. I'm just gonna fire up a Power Gem, because even if Swampert comes back in, I don't really care, because I just need damage off on everything, actually. But more importantly, I needed damage on Blacephalon. So I contemplated myself right there. I figured Power Gem was a safer play. So now I'm going to fire off a Moonblast, because I don't want this Mega Altaria to set up for free in my face. And if he kills off my my Diancie, I was fine, because I felt fine about it, because at this point I know that the Blacephalon is scarfed. I have to keep my my Garchomp healthy, because Garchomp then becomes my fire resist, so I have to be very, very cautious. So instead of contemplating going for rocks, I decided to put the pressure on this Mega Altaria, because Altaria prevents my Garchomp from spamming Outrage. So I'm gonna force him to kill off my Diancie this turn with the return here. So now I know that he is a physical variant of Mega Altaria, but now that he's Mega Evolved, nothing on his team resists Earthquake. So now he gets to go back into a Swampert. I'm gonna get some free damage off on this Swampert one way or another, and that does a good chunk of damage with the Earthquake. But again, don't want to stay in here. I'm gonna go hard into my Rotom here, because now I really needed to defog away these Stealth Rocks, But he goes for Ice Punch this turn, and luckily for me, Rotom lives on 1 HP. That could not have been more clutch. So I get to fire off and I get to go for a defog this turn. I did not care if he killed me the following turn here. He goes hard back into his Mega Altaria. I'm going to get rid of these rocks with defog, and now I can then freely save my Rotom for sack fodder later on in the battle. So I'm going to go make the hard read into my Celesteela. Since I saw return, I figured that he wouldn't be Flamethrower on this, but at least I could have scouted, but I didn't really have my fire. My fire resist was Garchomp. I wanted to keep his HP high for the Blacephalon, because Blacephalon's still at full HP. But now I get to go for Flash Cannon. It reveals that he is not running any speed, or he was running a very, very fat Mega Altaria. So Mega Altaria is going to drop here, and my Garchomp can now spam Outrage. Even though he has a Scarf Blacephalon, I don't really care. So now back out comes the Blacephalon. Now I'm going to go and sack off my Rotom here, because Rotom has already fulfilled its job as it got rid of the Stealth Rock from my team. And he decides to go for Shadow Ball, and I know he's Choice Scarf. So after my Rotom is gonna drop to the Shadow Ball here, it gives me a free switch into my Mega Lopunny, and I get to fire up a free return. And I'm like, okay, I like free damage, so I figured why not just spam return here? He's going to switch on some Cephalon, go back into his Swampert, which is nice because even though I didn't get rocks in this game, I was able to, I am able to 2-hit KO the Swampert with 2 returns. So I'm just going to fire off the next return here, and down goes the Swampert. So it's a very tight battle at this point, and now back out comes the Blacephalon. So I'm going to pause it right here just for a quick moment, because this was actually a crucial turn. So I did the calcs before this turn happened, and I know he Scarf Blacephalon, but I didn't know whether or not he was Timid Scarf or Modest Scarf. If he was Timid Scarf, the roll for Fire Blast was 75 to 88%, 89% actually, on my Megalopody. So the most damage he can do to me is 129. And you see my Megalopody's at 127. So the roll was in my favor to live Fire Blast, barring a very high roll or a crit. And my Megalopody takes out the Blacephalon with return. So I didn't really have any other play, because if my Lopunny drops, then I pretty much lose the game anyway to the Blacephalon, because my Garchomp is now within range of +1 Fire Blast, even though it's resistant. So my only play here is to stay in, click return. Return knocks out this Blacephalon no matter what. Unless for some reason he has a lot of HP on this Blacephalon, and I get a low roll. But I doubt that's the case. So what's going to happen? So we're gonna resume the game here and see what happens. So he's gonna go for Fire Blast. He's going to connect, and we are going to live on 13, but we get burned. And I was like, are you kidding me? But I get a crit with the return, and this was like a very, very awkward turn, to say the least, because I get the 10% chance to the Fire Blast burn on my Megalopody could not have come at a worse time, because this Blacephalon was literally the death of my team. And now I'm in a situation where I'm stuck between doing two things. Either I preserve my Lopunny for priority and go hard into my Garchomp, or I go for quick attack and hope he doesn't think I have it. But he makes the smart play, and he's going to switch out Blacephalon, go into his Starmie. I'm going to fire off a quick attack because just to the off chance he does decide to stay in and choke the game. But nonetheless, my Mega Lopunny is going to drop here to the burn damage. But I get to go into my Garchomp here. I'm going to just click Outrage because that's my strongest move right now. Now, if this Starmie has no bulk, that means I take it out with Outrage, and sure enough, it does just drop. So here is where it gets very, very crucial again, because pause it again. Because this is a very, very crucial turn. So what's going to happen this last turn is he's stuck between two choices here in this last turn. He can go for Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball ensures that Garchomp is knocked out, and I'll then go into my Celesteela. He has to click Shadow Ball and get like a high roll or a crit. I think it was more so the crit, because my Celesteela was out of range of +1 Shadow Ball. So basically he's stuck between clicking Shadow Ball or clicking Fire Blast. If he clicks Fire Blast and he gets the crit on my Garchomp, I lose. Unless he misses the next Fire Blast on my Celesteela. So this is a very, very 50-50 turn for my opponent. I'm locking the Outrage, so I can't really do anything. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to just click outrage, and I can't even make any other play here. He's going to decide to go for the Fire Blast crit at this point, and we are going to live on 26, but we get burned again! But it doesn't matter because the matter is the fact that we lived. That's all that mattered. The Cephalon finally goes down, and the Miami Malamarlins are going to pick up a 2-0 win over the Durham Granbulls in their first match back after 2 months. Now, I do apologize that the video was like cutting in and out and all that stuff, but mainly the match came down to a lot of factors. One of the more, well, it was a couple of turns actually that it came down to. The first was Rotom living the Ice Punch from the Swampert at 1 HP. If I wasn't able to defog away those Stealth Rocks, I would have lost for sure, because if I didn't get the rocks, if I didn't defog the rocks away, Garchomp would have more or less been more in range of Blacephalon's Fire Blast, for one. And two, he would have, I think it would have been a situation where Shadow Ball, for a +1 Shadow Ball from Blacephalon, had a higher chance of killing my Celesteela from the range of HP it was at. So me getting off the defog with my Rotom was very, very crucial in this game. That was number one. Number two was, of course, the burn on my Mega Lopunny. If my Lopunny didn't get burned that particular turn, I won with Garchomp. I mean, it was gonna be a 2-0, but the game would have been a lot more dramatic had those the burns never happened. Especially considering he got 2 Fire Blast burns at the most inopportune time on my Mega Lopunny. One of my Garchomp didn't matter because as long as I lived, the game was already over. So, like, it was just very, very awkward. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He got saved by the 10% chance just by clicking Fire Blast. I'm like, you can't predict these things, man. It was a very, very back and forth game. I was really caught. I was on the back foot a lot. With the Swampert constantly roaring on my facing around my team. The Crobat being slower than my Infernape took me by surprise. Overall, it was just like a very, very crazy last couple of turns, not gonna lie. But in any case, good game to Cameron. He brought a very, very solid team. I honestly wasn't expecting him to bring both water types. The Starmie kind of threw me off a little bit. But then again, in team matchup, Starmie didn't pose a problem to me in building. So all the props to Cameron with his building and all that stuff. But anyway, we do pick up our first win under the Miami Malamarlins franchise, and I am very, very happy about that. The game could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot closer. It could have been a lot less hacksy, but I'm not really complaining. It's the game we play, and that's all I can really ask for. So just recap the kills. Garchomp picking up 2 kills. Celesteela picking up 2 kills. 1 kill for Infernape and 1 kill for Mega Lopunny. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it, guys. Again, I'm sorry about how the quality of the video kept cutting in and out and whatnot. I'll try to get that fixed up for the next battle we play. For week 2, we take on the Toronto Star Raptors. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy and all that good stuff. If you did enjoy the battle, leave a like, subscribe. Check out my opponent. His link will be in the description down below. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until the next time, I'll see you guys later. So, peace out.